Boom, here we go. We're lagging, guys.
What's up, everyone?
We got Doug Whaley versus versus Jules de Prince. This is for third place, guys.
Thank you for Corey sharing the stream. Hi, Wes.
So Corey is rooting for 3 out of the 4 players. Is that what's going on here?
Doug Whaley's a 630 Fargo, right?
Yes. What's up, Adam?
RBP's in the booth, guys.
Wait. What's up, guys?
Making it to the finals.
Thank you, Flip.
Is that Jack?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Jack.
Adrian's gonna give you front seat, Jack.
Oh. Okay,
Who we got in the chat? We got Stickles here already. We got Wes. We got Flip. Everybody file in, okay? Make sure you share the stream. We got a couple of big matches coming up here. A little bit of controversy on that last, the end of that last match, Jack. Can you give us some insight?
Yeah. So it was one of those.
Here, bring this up nice and close.
Sorry. That was one of those shots where Doug, with the tip of his cue, got very close to the cue ball, and Al thought it had tapped it.
I see.
Where he tapped the cue ball and everything. I wasn't at a place, obviously I wasn't called to watch the hit because it wasn't really a shot you would ever watch.
Right.
Doug didn't feel anything, but since it was on, excuse me, since it was on our stream table, I was able to go look at the stream. If it would have been obvious to me, I could have made a call one way or the other.
Sure.
And I did not see the ball move.
Right.
With it. I was watching the
full house, Robert.
I was watching the black diamond or black triangle on the ball,
trying to see if it moved at all. Yeah, gotcha.
And I didn't see anything. I don't think it moved, but you never really know on that.
Right.
It definitely would not have been an intentional thing on Doug's part because he's a very good, honest person.
Yeah,
but
Doug's a good dude. Yeah.
As Al said, as he was sitting there talking with his friend, that wasn't what cost him the match. It was the other shots that he missed on.
Sure. That's fair. Yeah, that's a respectable way to approach it. So, yeah. Well, we have, here we go. Third place. This is a match for third place loser takes third, and winner moves on to play Adrian in the finals. Adrian Prasad is in the hot seat and must be beaten twice because we're playing a true double elimination final here. So.
And in this match, I am betting on the bald guy with the goatee.
I see. He's playing good, huh?
I think we had 12 of them in this tournament.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Give me a second.
Bald guy with
the goatee. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. I would have had a third of the field if I would have made that bet earlier.
Sure, that's hilarious, actually. Nice.
But no, we actually, I've got to say, we had a fantastic group of people for this tournament. There's been really no issues.
Yeah.
There's this one arrogant young 14-year-old who's in the hot seat.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry,
people complain constantly about him. Oh my God, he's in the back. He snuck up on us. How'd you get in here?
But no, honestly, this has been, as a tournament director, it's been a very fun tournament to run because there really haven't been any issues. There've been a lot of shots to watch, but no real controversies.
Sure.
And lots of close matches.
Yeah, we had 3, I think, today already that went hill.
Yes.
Just today on the stream.
And they're playing that last game for good money.
Yeah.
With it, I mean, that game right there was, I think, fourth place was.
Let me ask you. Actually, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Are all of the players remaining involved in all side pots?
No.
Okay.
Earmuffs. I had to say earmuffs for Adrian. No, just kidding. Adrian has locked up the winner take all.
Wow.
These 2 players are in the winner take all.
Okay.
And Doug is not in any side pots.
Okay.
So Jules is in the 100 and the 200.
So Adrian's just wishing that Jules loses this match altogether. Adrian's sitting in the back sweating it.
Yep.
No. Yeah.
No, he's he might pay for his first semester of college with this tournament.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Because he's probably going to Harvard, Yale, or Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
Really? You really believe in me?
We've got high expectations.
Good, Jack. Adrian is not that smart.
Well, he's hanging out with you guys.
Yeah,
obviously. I'm just
exactly, right? He's hanging out on this stream.
Really?
Look at this guy in the back
Wow,
there.
look at that kid, man.
Yeah.
Take off for that nine ball.
And I did let these guys know that I'm up here, so if they wave at us, I'll just
Of
run
course.
down there to watch a hit or whatever.
We also have, you know, if you need a third angle, wow, Doug making
that did not surprise me because that shot is steeper than it looks. And
Yeah.
Well, he
especially-
looks like he didn't.
he shot it
quite-
quickly.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
shot it quickly.
Well, I was going to mention if you need an extra camera angle or whatever, I usually zoom in pretty close and we can
Okay.
do a
If there's
.25
ever-
speed
if I need a
replay
review,
as
I will
well.
definitely count on you guys
Yeah.
for that. And I appreciate it. And Collins, I have to thank you for what you've done. You're volunteering to help with this. We can't pay a lot for things, so that beer I did put on our tab.
No.
Nope, I told him to put that one on our tab.
Okay.
But no, you do a ton for pool up here, and you've got a fantastic setup that you've developed, and we really appreciate you streaming what you've
Well,
done this
I-
weekend. So thank you.
I mentioned to you earlier, I really just am ecstatic to have the good content. So, yeah, I mean, the fact that these guys are playing for some hefty pocket change here, more than hefty pocket change, is compelling enough where I'm just glad to be able to have the content and offer it to everyone that wants to watch. So,
And to everybody that's out there, I know that he probably hasn't said much about this, but if you can, if you want to tip him for his services, it's well deserved. He really does deserve it. This is a first class
Thanks, Jack.
production that he puts on here, so if you throw him a bone or two, it would be well worth it.
appreciate it, Jack.
It's a race to 7, guys.
Yes,
This
this
is a
is
race to
sorry.
7.
Yeah, let me update that on the right hand side here.
Yep.
This is
This one is a
semifinal.
race to 7. Now, whoever wins this will play Adrian, and the first set would be a race to 9. If there is a second set, the second set would be a race to 7.
And did you play either of these guys?
I played
yet?
both of them.
Oh, you played both of
Today.
them already? Oh.
You played Jules for the hot seats.
Played Doug before
And
Jules.
Doug right before Jules.
Yeah. Adrian shooting like he has a trip to Puerto Rico to pay for. Work done. That work is done, sir.
Oh my goodness. How does that feel?
He might be able to buy a timeshare in Puerto Rico.
Exactly. Don't do it, kid.
A what?
Don't worry about it. That's yeah. You'll get the joke in about 5-6 years, and it's just being old.
Yeah.
It's just being older and understanding finances and real estate.
Jules had a great break here.
Brandon
Right,
L.
this is-
All donation links are in the description of the video on YouTube and Facebook, guys. Thank you so much for asking. Appreciate it. Melina Mike in the chat. What's up, my friend?
What's up, Mike?
We got a draft to do after this stream. Me, Melina Mike, Mike Pinozzo, and Dominic Dunn and Joey Ryan. We're doing a fantasy league draft right after this stream.
Melina, I did see that you did take advantage of Collins in that last draft that you did, so a bone or two from you might be appreciated.
Honestly, he didn't take advantage. My boys just all crapped the bed in the last 64. It's unbelievable.
So welcome to fantasy.
Yeah.
That sounded creepy for some reason.
Adrian staking me in the draft. Nice.
Depends who you choose, Mike.
I think he only took half your action.
Now imagine little breaky Runsky here after missing that 9-ball from Doug.
That would be huge.
That would be wait,
Did he?
Jack. That would be huge.
Oh, Collins.
That never gets old.
That never gets old, man.
It doesn't.
A little skid there. Did you see that
Yeah,
3-ball
did
skid?
That did skid. Yeah.
That
See
hitting
ball-
hitting
ball-
it at speed was the reason that ball still went in the
Yeah.
pocket, because that ball skid like crazy. It's probably the reason the
I've
cue ball
seen-
came up short
I've
too.
seen at least a couple balls skid in the tournament, but it's interesting. The balls that skidded all were pocketed that I saw.
Sure,
So it didn't skid it offline, but the skid affected the shape.
sure.
Right.
Yeah, it slowed the
Everything.
cue ball down.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that one in particular, it definitely slowed the cue ball down.
Now there was one that Carl had skid, I think it was the 8-ball that skidded on him, and he made the 8, but didn't get the shape he needed on the 9.
Yeah, Mike, when are we going to hear about that last pick? I know you know, bro.
Does he know?
I don't know that he knows, but I know you know. You know what I'm saying?
It's Dominic Dunn.
Yeah, Dominic Dunn is going to
Dominic
be
Dunn is the 5th pick for the Moscone Cup.
Andrew Cleary's just rolling over. I mean, you just can't believe he lost the spot.
How can you not take the #1 player in Florida?
Yeah. Louis Vega, are you asking about what do you mean what happened with it?
So Al Moreno lost his match Hill. Was it Hill or Hill 5?
I think it was Hill 5.
I think it was Hill 5. It was
Yeah.
7-5 to Doug Whaley. There was a question at the end whether or not Doug had tapped the cue ball before he pocketed the last 8 ball, but getting shape on the 9. I did review it, and I did not see anything that looked like a motion of the cue ball being tapped.
We always do our best as a community. I can speak. Community. I have a plugged nose. Do the best as a community to do the right thing, so.
Remember you were making fun of me that I couldn't speak?
Oh, dang, dude. Why you gotta put me on blast like that, man?
Which
Because you
time?
do it to me all the time.
Oh, freaking kids. Oh, Brandon L., thank you, man.
Well, Adrian, if he didn't pick on you so much, your head might get too big and you wouldn't be able to fit through the door here. So
Brandon Lewis, thank you.
you've been playing so well.
I could play better, though.
And Gavin Dowrow. Durao.
Yep, we all have to.
Thank you.
And somebody was asking how Adrian's doing.
Yes, for the record, another reason you should throw a bone is he's giving you a stream where the purple ball is the 4 ball.
Oh, snap.
Yes, I do love watching pool with a purple 4.
Joey Ryan. Joey Ryan shoots the wrong ball and stands up, and he's like, What's going on? What happened?
You got a little more draw on that thing.
Maybe, Corey. I mean, a few of them probably, actually. There's a few that are right on the cusp, and they've been playing like a... Well, based on how they've been competing with this specific field, if you look at the performance ratings on Digital Pool, even some of the people that have already busted out have been playing like over a 700 Fargo.
Well, and we'll see what we
Within
do
this
again,
tournament.
I
mean, you can't-
what I'm first and foremost, I need to thank Oscar and Desiree for having this on. It was Oscar's came to me with the Swanee last year, and I did to do a tournament. And with all that Oscar and Desiree do here at Hard Times to promote pool and grow pool, they're some of the best pool room owners in the business. I appreciate them. But if we're able to do another event like this, there's no guarantee it'll be a 650 and under, because quite often what we do for our high entry events is we will draw a skill cap within a certain range, because that way nobody knows what it is. There's no way to predict it, and you'll have to be at that rating or lower at the time that we draw it, as well as when you enter the tournament. So somebody couldn't lose games to get their rating down.
Here's an interesting statistic. Because it's a 650 skill cap, okay? And you look at the effective performance ratings on Digital Pool, okay? I'm actually going to cut away from the break right now. We'll see the results of the break in a second here. But, oh, never mind. I got to start the stream, or I got to fix the button. But anyway, if you count down from the top of the performance rating down, I think you had to perform over a 650 Fargo in order to cash. Adrian, Doug, Jules, Alfonso, Ross. Ross cashed last night, right?
Ross finished tied for 9th.
Yeah, and then
Mike cashed.
Yeah.
I don't think Rigo did.
Rigo might not have. Paul Silva cashed.
Yep. Jorge, I don't recall. I'm trying my memory from last night's. Nathan did cash. Eric cashed.
Stanley. Sergio did not.
Sergio did not.
He's
He
an
was
outlier.
shy. Victor, I believe, cashed.
Ooh, Zaldi actually performed just under 650 and
Zaldi
cashed.
Zaldi was in the cash.
Same with Eddie Mattia,
Yep.
and same with Cray. Right? Or did Cray not cash?
Craig cashed. Craig got 9th through 12th.
Yeah, so that's the cutoff. Is it 636 performance rating within this tournament?
Well, and the great thing about that is that really shows what I talk about with Fargo so much, is you will get people when someone watches a person play a match or in a tournament,
Yep.
and that person plays above their rating, you always hear the negative connotations
Yep,
of their
yep,
sandbagging, whatever.
Yep.
And what I love to emphasize to people, because I get to watch, I'm blessed to be able to watch people's matches throughout multiple tournaments and multiple venues, but also what FargoRate doesn't see the bias in that. They see what you're performing and how it is.
Yep.
But we all have a bell curve. I'm a 580,
Yes.
and when I'm playing well, I can play 680 to 700 speed, and definitely can play 480 to 450 speed.
Right.
And when you are, in order to win a non-handicap tournament, or actually even a handicap tournament, you need to be playing at or above your rating to do well.
Yep.
So that shows, and what you just talked about is it's not anything other than the fact that they are performing well.
They're
for their skill
outperforming
level.
their peers within this tournament.
Exactly.
Yes.
They're performing well. And
Yeah.
it's showing also that FargoRate works. You know,
Right.
We have a tournament 650 and under with all these close matches, tough matches, and everybody's right and say, "Ooh, that was a tough scratch right there." Really thin that ball.
Yeah, and that's also the other thing that I tend to emphasize multiple times whenever the conversation comes up about FargoRate, whether it's on stream or off stream. I emphasize the point that it is not. A lot of players want FargoRate to be something that it isn't. It is not a ruler that will tell you how good a person plays.
Exactly.
It is a rating that tells you how a person performs within a population over an infinite number of games.
Right.
Yeah, based on how they performed already. Yeah.
And it gives you an idea, a mean or median of someone's ability.
Right,
And it gives
exactly.
you, something to
Exactly.
go off of.
Yep. So.
Which is really what, and the great thing with FargoRate, and I toot FargoRate's horn.
Wow.
Oh, there we go.
What a great kick, and had a big
Little
pocket
jelly
with
gives
the
him a
ball.
wave, but I think he hit it good. That was the side you had to hit it on anyway.
And the one thing I always say is good things happen when you make good hits.
Exactly.
But what FargoRate gives us is the global connectivity of this, and that's what you see in an event like this, where before FargoRate you wouldn't have a tournament director confident that people coming from out of state that you didn't know were really rated appropriately for the tournament, because they may
Sure.
be rated in their state, but you don't know how it translates.
Right.
Or have a league rating that was good for their league, but not at that league of a different state.
Well, I mean, the
Different
same
market.
thing goes for APA ratings, just as an example.
APA is the example I always use, because APA is a fantastic rating
Yes.
system within the league.
Within that specific league, right?
Let's
So,
just
like,
take Sacramento.
the sevens in the Sacramento League here, compared to the sevens in the San Francisco League, you can't, and the sixes or whatever.
Let's
like,
actually talk about the fours because of the sevens.
okay.
So your sevens here are probably 600s, I'm assuming, in Fargo?
Nope.
500s?
They are like 5'10" and above.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got 5'10" and above sevens in 8-ball. And in San Francisco, they're probably closer to 650 and up.
Yes. Yep.
And when you move the high end up, everybody else goes up. So
Right.
a 4 is going to move up, and a 5 is going to move up. And then you go to Chicago, which is a massive community in APA, or Maryland, in the Baltimore area, which I think Baltimore has, I want to say 17,000 members in their APA league, where you have a massive league. Those players are obviously going to do the same thing. So when you get together at a nationals, everyone says, "Oh, they sandbag." No, they're just playing in a different pond.
Right.
And that's
And
what
there is some of that in Fargo, to an extent, but it's not quite as dramatic.
When you say that, where are you coming from with that?
So what I mean is, because your FargoRate is based on how you perform within a specific population, if you only play the same people all the time, and those people only play the same people all the time, and they don't tend to branch out and play a lot of other players in different communities, then you can end up having bubbles within FargoRate.
So that's true if nobody plays in those. But if you do have connectivity to other players, you don't have to continuously play them.
You do have to have robustness within those connective branches that branch out into the community. So for instance, like if you have one guy in your community that tends to travel and play other people, but they only play a few games in the system, then it's still not going to give accurate data within the bubble that you play in, if that makes sense.
It's closer than you think.
It is closer. It's close.
Because
it's better than APA,
it's,
but
it's pretty dang accurate, actually. And because the one thing, when I worked with the Q Sports International, the USA Pool League, we were growing leagues in areas that had never had any FargoRate, and that's when you get true islands, where there is nobody that connects. And then when that league would have one player go play a tournament in a connected area that got reported to FargoRate, the entire league would shift up 40 points or down 40 points or relative in that.
Sure, yeah.
Because of the rating that goes on there. And that person could only play 5 games possibly in that tournament and still have that effect.
Sure.
Now, you're correct. Where if they play 200 games and 500 games, it's going to
be more accurate. Yeah.
But it's amazing how much more consistent it gets, even with a few.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
Because we would have, first off, the first time it happens, everybody in the league says, "Why did my rating go up this much?" And it's hard to explain at first, but it's kind of like leveling the waters in a harbor.
Yeah.
The water comes up one, everybody goes up.
You've seen those things where you have an experiment where you have like water bottles that are connected, right? But then you have like the cap twisted on a couple of them, but then you untwist the cap and all of a sudden the water like evens out.
Exactly.
Same idea, yeah.
And that's so if let's say I wanted to go play in a tournament in Florida, or I was in England and there was a FargoRate tournament, I could play as a 580 and I know that I'm going to be competitive or at least knowing where I am in that tournament.
Right.
So, and that's, I get off on my...
Well, no, I know. Me too. I mean, I get the same way.
What makes me excited for it is I think it's doing for pool what the USGA handicap system did for golf.
Yeah.
Where you can travel and do it and everybody...
And the chess rating system, the ELO chess rating system did for chess, you know?
Right.
It's
Obviously, I'm not the one thinking chess because I'm thinking this kid's smarter than me. So.
This guy actually plays chess, yeah.
Chess,
he beat Efren, so...
Oh, wow.
1 game. 3 games.
Total.
3 games, okay. He didn't want to play again?
He ran away from me.
Efren ran away and still owes him $2.
He owes me $4.
So I'm not going to say what game it was,
Anyway.
but I'm privileged to sitting next to somebody who beat Efren and chased him away.
Yeah, exactly.
You beat Efren?
Yeah.
Yep. Grubbs beat Efren.
1 game?
3 games. I'm undefeated against
So
him.
Jules is up 2-1.
You beat him a match?
In chess.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jared. Nice. Well, we all know how Jared Williams feels about Fargo, so at
Let's
least
see how far over 600
Yeah, and then-
Jared Williams.
he is like a
Jared
650,
Williams is about a
660.
650 or 660 because that's usually where people that don't like it because now Fargo
Because
shows
Fargo
the-
holds them accountable.
shows the light on how good they are. So Jared Williams is a 658. That makes perfect sense.
There it is. How you like the flashlight on your
now you have
face,
to
the
give
spotlight.
appropriate weight, or you can't pick on the little guys. It's interesting how that works in pool. Sorry, Jared. I see it all the time.
Yep. Jack, you're great. That's awesome. Nick Volkov, we have 3 players left. This is the semifinal. The winner here plays Adrian Prasad in a true double elimination final.
Generally, the lower the Fargo, the bigger their.
Oh, he made the 3-3 rails and he's
I
hooked.
don't know how to put it, but you know what I'm saying.
There's a larger pool. There's more.
So I'm a 5'10", but I can play like I don't know 600 to whatever.
Right,
Then-
Jared,
but I
because
can
you're
play,
closer
like,
to 700.
But then I can also play like 400.
Oh, so your skill level.
Right.
So actually, I think what you're talking about is that lower rated players have a larger bell curve.
Right, exactly.
That's actually not true.
Oh,
I
really?
thought the same thing for the longest time, but Mike Page did an example on that, and because one of the common misconceptions are that professionals are more consistent than we are. And what really happens is that their bad game is just so
much
good
better.
that it looks like they're more consistent. But if it actually takes the bell curve, I think of Shane Van Boning and Sky Woodward and some others in a YouTube video that's on the FargoRate channel on YouTube, which if you have any questions on FargoRate, it's great to go there to get information.
Yeah, I've watched a few videos.
But it's one of those, and I thought the same thing. I always for years thought that they were consistent, but they have the same bell curve that we do. It's just over here on the scale,
right?
Where mine's way over here on the left.
Interesting. That's really interesting, Jack. Bart says Fargo has cost a lot of working players with families and many of us old timers any chance to participate. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Any chance to participate. You can pick up a queue and play. Never mind, my battery is going dead. All right, well, if you have time at any point, I'm curious what you mean. Well, Doug is going to get a little rail first here. Looks like it goes if he's getting up on it this quick. Plays his cue ball beautifully.
Yeah, beautiful line. He held that line great to get under it because if he catches that 6, he's in trouble.
Ooh, this is dangerous if you're trying to draw back. It's easy to come up short because you're scared of overstroking it.
I do have to say, Ray Robles pointed it out to me. That is the longest ferrule I've ever seen on a carbon fiber shaft.
It's a Revo. He painted it.
Oh, is it painted?
Yeah, we can zoom
Interesting.
in.
That's fantastic. Because it looks like an old school wood shaft ferrule.
That's why he did it, because he says it helps him sight the ball.
Missed it.
It didn't help him there, but
Corey,
looks like he's
yeah, I got you, man.
rushed it a little bit.
Jack, you want a beer?
no, I'm good, thank you.
Are you sure?
Okay, I'll have one.
Okay. Yes. What do you want?
Yeah, give me what the custom orange beer. What is that called?
Yeah, the Cali Squeeze.
Yes, please.
Yes, got it. Adrian? Just kidding, guys. Made it.
He's alive, guys.
Yeah, I've never seen a painted Revo, but I can see that. You know, it makes sense if somebody, if it works for you doing something. I had a friend forever that didn't want a black material ferrule. He wanted the white material, but he wanted it black, so he would take a Sharpie to it and paint it black every time. This game and pool does funny things to the mind.
Yeah, pool players are, I guess the word would be eccentric. I don't know. Like, they like things a certain way.
And guys, right now while Colin stepped out, I do want to emphasize one more time how lucky you guys are. People who actually dedicate their time to doing a lot of this volunteer work for pool are jewels in this game, because there is a ton of work and a ton of passion put into it, and he does a lot for pool and growing it. So appreciate and enjoy what you have with Collins up here.
Jules?
Yes, he is a jewel streaming jewels. Yes, yeah, there you go. All right, I don't know how to touch. I'm not going to adjust. We'll adjust the score when Collins gets back because
it's okay.
it's over my pay grade.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Go.
Okay,
Yeah, go for it.
you want to? Jules is at 3.
Yeah, everybody's gone to the carbon fiber. I'm still like.
So I've always been a wood shaft guy,
Yeah.
and that sounds horrible, but I've always I always played the regular traditional non-low deflection cues. I didn't like the hit of certain low deflection cues.
Right.
And the one that got me to go to the dark side was actually the O.B carbon. I played it, and it has a pro taper, probably some other things to it, but it has what it always lost me with some of the carbon fibers was the ting and the lack of feel.
Yes, exactly. Like you just can't feel.
And that's I get that with that shaft, and but the most important thing is you have to like the shaft you play with.
Right.
And everybody has asked me as a tournament director what would be the best shaft for them, and you can't tell them that. It's you've got to test it and feel it and see what you like, because there's so many. I mean, the technology in pool today is amazing.
It's
With
outrageous.
the material in the balls and the what they're putting into cues, the jump cues. I mean, it's cheating with jump. I mean, I say
Seriously,
that, but I love it.
the Q-Tech Propel and the Air Rush, like, there are some other really good jump cues out there, like the hand shoe and the Dunkel. I really
Roberto
like.
Franco.
Yeah.
I got a Roberto Franco.
They're-
First time I hit with that, I over jumped the table.
They're great cues, right? But
Yeah.
there are things that you can do with the Propel and the Air Rush, like with very little effort, that you have to.
Cheers, Corey.
You have to hit with like very specific, or like you have to hit them way better with any other jump cue. It's
No,
like
you're absolutely right. No, they put so much, and that's one thing that's fantastic when you get two industry leaders like Q-Tech
Competing.
and Predator competing,
Yes.
that's when you get the best.
Oh yeah.
You know, when what would be great is to get a third really dominant competitor, another third strong competitor really right in there. Because that's when innovation comes. Because who's going to do the next great thing?
10,000%. Cannot agree more. So,
And I'm
Adrian, you updated the score, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I was not going to touch it.
Sure, sure. It's actually really simple. It's super simple.
It probably is
Yeah.
simple, but from over here, that looks. It looks like I was going to start the nuclear bomb.
Right, exactly, yeah.
I've seen war games. Not going to touch
okay,
it.
fair enough. Yeah, Petchower has a great jump cue. I hit with it when Joey Tate was out here. Ooh, what's he looking at? Kind of hesitated here. A little hesitation. Let's see what's going on with the Whaley.
So just trying to get underneath the 7, or is he going to go over the 7 and back to the middle? I think he's
Maybe.
going under, holding it up.
Just simple slide it over. Wow,
Make
Doug
it
is hitting the
simple.
ball real good.
Doug has played fantastic this entire tournament. I've watched a lot of his matches, and he came down down to Vegas last year for the Andy Mercer Memorial, which is a pro event held at the Rum Runner that I run for Gino Hill at the Rum Runner.
Uh-huh.
And he's a really solid player. I have a lot of respect for his game.
Well, earmuffs again, Adrian. If you look at the top 3 player performance ratings in Digital Pool, you look at the top 3, you got Jules, Doug, and Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
Doug, for the whole tournament, has been playing relative to his opponents 700, Julian 686, and Adrian 726. So it's like the top 3 right there.
Where
Here
did
we
you
are.
find that on Digital Pool? I did not.
Yeah, so when you go to the tournament, it just tells you this isn't
Oh, the performance on the
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
This isn't a litmus test to tell you exactly how their actual Fargo is, or like what the specific things they did on the table define their Fargo.
No,
It's
but as
just
how they're doing in the
relative to
tournament.
their opponents within that tournament.
Yes.
That's how it comes out. So that's where you heard when Aloysius Yap played in the U.S. Open last year. Everyone heard, oh my God, he played an 875 Fargo for the whole tournament. Well, it's because he was just winning a bunch of games against really tough players.
Right.
And that's what it takes. I mean, since most of the players in this tournament are very close to 630, 640, 650, if you're winning a bunch of games against them, your Fargo rate within this tournament is going to be very high. So,
And earmuffs again, Adrian. Most other people in this tournament have been playing close matches, and what it shows through that performance is a lot of Adrian scores have been 9-2, 9-3, 9-5.
Right.
In that sense, so he's doing good things.
yeah.
Just don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, exactly.
I
told him not to hang out in the booth. I told him not to, but he says it's so much fun in here. He just wants to.
I went
hang
Hill
out.
Hill last match.
The
You
last
did.
one, that was a tough match with Jules.
Yeah.
That was a good match.
Good match for the viewers.
That was fun.
Yeah.
For most deaf. Jack, you ought to go back and watch that. Like, seriously. If you get free time or you're bored on a weekday night or something, you got a couple hours to kill. It was a lot of fun.
I didn't see the ending of it. I saw that the kid was uphill 6, I think it was.
He was down for the
5-1.
whole match
I
Oh,
won.
really?
until it went to 6-6, I think.
And then he
won
got
to the
in a
hill.
row
Yeah.
to get hill 6.
Yeah.
And then I didn't see anything much after that.
Yeah, it was a good match.
The Grubster.
I love this tournament room. You know, this is set up so well in here. You got space between tables. You don't see people running into each other. This is such a great tournament room.
Bill says, Adrian, if I come down there after the tournament, how much of the winnings do you want to play for?
What?
See that?
Adrian's eyes light up. He's like, however much you want, buddy, come on down.
Ruh-roh.
Bill, you're such a fish.
What's the time?
Time? 6:07.
I miss my 747 jump cue. It's probably not legal anywhere though. Yeah, those things were like super thick. Those things had a super thick shaft.
That meme gets so many miles.
Yeah, I know, dude. I can't stop. I have a sickness, Jack. I just want to play all the time.
It's one of the better sicknesses to have. This table's fairly open. You get right on the 4, and you just have to go up and down for the 6-7.
Yeah, I think he was just looking to see if he wants to just roll forward and play the 4 on the side and go around the 5, or if he wants to pull the cue ball back. Decisions. I think forward's the right choice. Don't want to get married to the 8 though. Yeah.
Yeah, smart not to put any sides
Yeah.
in.
He did. He actually got close enough to the 4 where he doesn't even have to go around the 5 anymore. Hit the ball good. Corey. A man of taste.
A man of taste, and you are down with the thickness.
Yes. Let's see what we're doing on the music front. We're going to go back to funk.
Well, this has been a fantastic weekend for us. It's our first.
Yeah, it's your
venture
first time out
outside
here to
of
SAC,
Vegas,
yeah.
really, for running tournaments, and we're working on some things where we're going to do a little bit more what we call M.O.B on the road next year. Would like to come back, maybe even for a couple events or do something up here. But looking at some different areas, maybe the Pacific Northwest, Arizona, Texas, Florida, maybe Colorado. Some different areas for doing some events, but it's just trying to grow the pool communities and get people looking at things differently instead of just playing to people.
What is
my
going
goodness.
on? Dude, okay, so here's the thing about Jules in these last 2 matches. He'll be playing and doing fantastic things, and then all of a sudden,
It's
a
like
bomb goes off in his hand.
Like his brain turned off. On
Yeah.
something.
He's done that. He did that 2 or 3 times against Adrian, and we just saw it again in this match just now. I still don't understand how M.O.B works. Define works. What do you mean how it works?
So M.O.B is it's M.O.B Productions, and M.O.B stands for Murray Osborne Billiards. My partner Jason Osborne and I started the company because we were running tournaments, and what M.O.B how it works is we run tournaments and in tournament events for players that are just a little bit different, high entry, mid entry, just some fun different things to make pool enjoyable and give amateurs some great possible paydays too. So no, M.O.B Productions is. It's basic. We're basically a pool tournament company that we do pool tournaments. It's pretty simple. But no, a lot of people don't understand what M.O.B stands for. They think it's complex or that, but it's Rebecca came up with M.O.B Productions when Jason and I started with the Moby Dick. And
Oh my God, he made it.
Oh, did he make that ball?
Oh,
my
wow.
goodness!
Yeah, well, look,
I'm
he's
probably going to get called down to watch it hit here if he's jumping that. Well, it looks like they're good with it. Well, it looks like a good
It
hit.
looked like a good hit.
Yes, that is true, Rodney. There is quite a bit of pressure in these tournaments. We had our gunslinger $1,000 entry, 9-foot, 10 ball, 720 and under at Griff's this year, and one of the players who was a very strong player, 712, 714, told me that he loved the format. Hope we never change it, and that he can always play in it because he has never felt that kind of pressure before in a tournament, where you're playing a match in single elimination. Those hours a race to 11, and that wiggled. So no, definitely a lot of pressure when the money gets tight. So it's 4-2 now.
$42, yeah. I'm getting a warning message on YouTube. I gotta Google what this means. So you guys have fun. I'm gonna do some stuff on the scaffold.
No worries. Jules is the traveling pool player. I know he does a lot in the West. He's based out of Salt Lake City. I know he has a part in running the Wermo tournament up in Idaho. Comes down to Vegas quite a bit. Gets to Arizona a little bit too. Carl is from California. Is he this area or is he more Southern California?
Wilson?
You guys, yeah, do you know? No, not Carl Wilson. I didn't Carl. Doug Whaley.
Oh, Doug Whaley.
You looked him up.
Sure, exactly. Okay. You know, I see him.
He
in
is
a lot of tournaments,
Rio Vista. Where would Rio Vista, California?
Okay, stream just went green screen on YouTube. I'm going to reboot the stream then because that's the only way to fix it. That's the warning I got. Okay, guys. Sorry if you're watching on Facebook. You're going to have to reshare the video. It's the only way for me to fix it on YouTube. I'm really sorry, but I got to reboot